By the way, before I go to our topic, I've noticed that many of you were asking about the materials and how you could get them. And we've been telling you, just scan the QR codes. Well, we have noticed that many do not even have scanners in their phones. Do you already have scanners in your phones? If you don't have a QR scanner, you can download them, go to the Play Store, and they are free. Please download so that you can scan. Otherwise, this will not mean anything to you. Okay? So just download and you'll know how to use that as soon as it is in your phone already. Okay. What it will do is it will bring you to the part of the website that's created that has all the materials that we have. All the pictures last night are already there. So please, okay.
And then tonight I will send today's 2 sessions to Edward. He will load it onto that QR.
Yes, yes. All the materials of the speakers that are already given to Edward, he will upload them, and then tomorrow, when you scan your QR code, it will lead you to the materials. It will lead you to the website, and then you will be able to see the materials there. So just download. How that works? When you open the QR code, it will open your camera. And then that camera, just put the QR code there so that the camera can see it, and then it scans. Very simple. I don't explain that. Okay.
You need to explain that. You need to explain that because some...
Oh, yeah. Really, we thought that this is so common now that everybody knows it. But we were just surprised a while ago that some were even saying, how is this used really? We don't know. They wish that they could have, a USB that has all the materials. But we said, just scan it. And we realized that they don't even have the scanners in their phones. It's free in the Play Stores. Just go and choose. There's so many there. Choose one that you like, and then install it. And when you have it, when you use it, when you turn it on, it will look like just a camera app. Then there's a square in the middle. Just put that QR code under the camera so that the camera can see it in the square. And then when the camera stops, it leads you to a link. There's a link that you can see. Just click that and it goes right there. All right. Are we done with that? I hope.
Everybody has it? Everybody has it?
Okay. Good. It's a very small app. It does not take a long time to We are going to talk about live streaming because we could stream anytime from phones. But live streaming, why do we live stream? We have come to the conclusion that I think we should talk about this because every Sabbath when you open your Facebook, there's so many churches, many people are uploading, or live streaming their events, their churches, and some of the live streams are not good to look at because the person holding the phone got tired maybe, and it keeps shaking, and the sound is not good. So maybe we should talk about it, right? I have some points to consider, and there are only 4 that I've listed that we should take note of when we are live streaming. The live stream should be, number 1, intentional. Number 2, it should be designed. And number 3 is discreet or careful. Number 4, it should be evaluated. It should be measured. Okay, let's talk.
What's the first one? Intentional.
Intentional.
Okay.
Intentional.
Okay.
We don't just live stream because we thought that maybe my friends would see this, and maybe that's the only reason that I'm going live. There should be a good reason why we are live streaming, because there are so many things that gets involved when we live stream an event. we will talk about that later on, where we need to be careful. There are some people whose faces you cannot put on air. Yes, and there are some materials that you just cannot put on air. So there are things that you have to be careful of. So there should be a good reason for you to go live. So what's the reason? Because there are friends that might want this, might want to see these materials, might want to see the event. So we go live on air. So it's all up to you. I am not giving here some reasons why you should go on air, but you have to think of a very good reason why you are going on air. Otherwise, you are going doing some very wasteful experiments. Okay. The next is you have to have your stream design. So as we see every Sabbath afternoon, we go and go home and then see live streams. We see that those who were streaming did not really design, did not think of how it would look and how it would affect and the flow of the information going. So there you would see a lot of shake and a lot of dead air, and the sound is not good. And so, because there's no planning, no designing. Yes, Pastor?
If we are live streaming, let's say, a sermon, it's got to be top professional quality, because this is God's time. This is His. You can't have a second-hand shaky camera or something.
Yes.
Like that. Never.
Very good point. Sometimes when you don't have a design and you don't have an intention, you start streaming, and towards 5 minutes, you start to discover that this is not really something that I should do, because you are now tired holding your phone. Now you cannot finish the sermon. You have to stop. So we see many of that in Facebook, where we are so interested already looking at it, and then it stops because the person holding the phone got tired and holding the phone, or maybe he ran out of load. See, so it should be very well thought of. That should be, and that's a command. It should be top notch, because this is God's message.
Your data, everything must be in place.
Yes.
Before you start. I did a funeral the other day, and they had the Mevo camera to broadcast it worldwide, and they didn't have enough data. We were embarrassed.
Yes. Okay. There's another point that we should consider. This is number 3. I'd like to go very fast because we're only given 1 hour. We have something else. Okay. Number 3 is you should be discreet. Meaning, use your discretion. You should be careful. Okay. Let me talk about this a little bit. Lengthy. There are people that you cannot put their images, you cannot put it on your stream. You cannot put their pictures in the stream. I know everybody wants to be seen, but there are people, perhaps you have celebrities visiting your church. Those celebrities are commercial images, commercial people. Their pictures make money. And if you get a picture of them and put it on Facebook, the manager might run after you.
Copyright.
Because you have to have permission to use their picture. Okay? So, that's one thing. Another thing is, you could easily get into trouble if people discover that they could make money out of you by bringing you to court because their pictures are seen on your stream. That's scary, but that's reality. We go to church and we just take pictures with people. That's okay if they're your friends. Maybe they will not accuse you if you put that on Facebook. But there are people who can make money out of you if they bring you to court for using their picture without your permission. Without their permission, I mean. Again, if you are intending to live stream and there are cameras there, on the floor, and the cameras are, one of the cameras are sweeping over the audience. Be sure that you have one place in the audience where the camera will not sweep. And you put a signboard outside at the entrance, and then it says, this program is being streamed.
Amen.
If you don't want to be in the picture, be in this area where you will not be seen by the camera. By going into the seats where the cameras can see you, you are allowing us to use your images. This is called release. This is called a release notice. Meaning, those who agree with their faces to be shown have given you the release of responsibility. You will not be accused of using their images illegally. So the release notice should be posted out there at the door where the people come in, so that they are aware that there are cameras and that they will be seen. If they don't want to be seen, then they should be in a place where the cameras will purposely not shoot. Right. That sounds like it's getting scary now for you to go live. But there are responsibilities. We have to be aware. There are responsibilities that we have to take upon ourselves. Otherwise, not only us, but our organization might fall into trouble because of our reckless actions. Okay. Other pictures that cannot be shown. In some cultures, the children do not just shoot children of their faces in your show because without the parents' consent. So that's another thing you have to be careful. That means that during the hour of worship, during the children's sermonette, be careful when you get close-up pictures of children and put that in your stream, because parents might be mad or get angry at you. You have to tell your participants that they will be on air, so that they will wear something that is appropriate for on air. I think everybody should wear appropriate when you go up here. But there's something very important. Many of you are cameramen, and you know this. If a person goes up here and there are cameras there, he should not be wearing horizontal stripes. You know that, right? You know that?
Yes.
Fine lines that are horizontal, because that's going to interfere with the scanning of the video.
Yes. That's
one thing. Another is they should not be wearing collars that would interfere with the automatic adjustments of the camera. Yes, like neon colors, and also very bright white color, because when you wear bright white color, the camera would adjust to the white, and the person would be darker than his usual color. Okay, so persons who are going up here should be told that they are going to be on air, and so they should also be very careful on what they say. Also, the preacher and those who are going to project something, you should make sure that the materials that they are going to use are copyright free, copyright protection free. What does that mean? They just did not take any picture from Google and use it without permission from the owner. But there are sites that have pictures that you can use, and they just say, just acknowledge at the bottom of the screen, just acknowledge where it comes from. That's okay. So, sir, you were wanting to say something?
You also have to watch the background.
Yes.
In a church, one day we recorded, and the curtain, the background curtain, had a little square pattern, and it was moving all the time. It was moving like this all the time. It's like those stripes.
Yes.
So you've got to be very careful on the background as well.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You see that the camera people, before they show, have you seen them do this? this?
Yes.
Do you know what they mean when you do that?
Okay.
When you do this? This is the video frame. So when I get into the area where I would be placing the camera, I would do this frame. What do I see inside that? Examine everything. What you see, it's called framing. Examine the frame. There may be something there that you don't like people to see. You don't like to be streamed. So just be very careful. Examine that. All right. Now number 4 is measurement. Use the statistics that you see. One thing why I would rather go live, Facebook Live than YouTube, straight to YouTube, because in YouTube you don't see those thumbs up and heart and the smileys. You see, but in Facebook you see a lot of that. When there are many people appreciating your work, then you see that floating on your screen. Actually, that would indicate that your work is being appreciated. And also, at the end of your broadcast, you look at the statistics and find out whether it's worth doing it again. Okay, I'm done with that, and you're going on. Okay. I'd like to give you some tips for live streaming. Number 1, there are only 4. Favorite number. Number 1, you should have enough load. Do not start anything and then you cannot go on because you run out of load, run out of data. Okay, have enough load. And I don't know here in Indonesia, but in my country, if you are dependent on data and you have, even if you paid more, but your data allowed is only 1 gigabytes a day, you consume that in the middle of your show, and even if you still have load, it will be midnight, it will reset. So it's so bad. Find out how you could get hold of unlimited data so that you could stream without not being cut in the middle. Alright? Number 2, aim for smooth moves. Tripods are better than handheld. A gimbal is good if you would want to move your camera. If you'd like to have moving camera, don't start with you moving around with your phone, because while it does not look so bad to you, it may look very bad to those who are watching. Okay? They don't want to watch a shaky video. Now, tripods like that. This one. This tripod is made for mobile phones, and they are not expensive. They are very, very cheap. So get hold of them, buy them. They are sold in the street anywhere, so it's very easy to get. Okay. Aim for smooth moves. Use tripods if necessary, because holding a phone for so long will tire you. Number 3, the set should be well lighted, because you know the reason already. That's why Joshua and I decided to bring this. Josh, is this very expensive? Is this very hard to buy?
No, it's not. Well, yes. Well.
We will discuss later on my segment, but all these things actually we are really interested in helping the church that is budget conscious. So everything that we're bringing here, as much as possible, are really cheap. This kind of light out there, it can reach $300, $400 easily, but we can get this at under like $50. For this kind of light, it's very easy and very handy and so mobile, so we can bring it here. So there's a lot of good things from China, which is very cheap, and so far we are using it and it's reliable. So don't think like lighting is expensive. No, if you really look further deeper in Amazon, in Lazada, or any other place, Yes, Wish also, yeah,
Wish.
you're right.
Yeah.
You can have very cheap things over there and then you can ship it to your country.
So, lighting. Do not take this for granted. Please light your this place. Right now we turn off the light because we want to see the screen. But please, lighting is very important. But when you put your light, be sure that the screen also is not washed. Otherwise, it will be uncomfortable to those who are looking at that. And then number 4. And this is very close to me because I'm an audio guy. Your audience wants to hear clearly the message. Please give them that the same auditory experience that you had in the church. They should be able to hear you and the message very clearly. This is what disappoints me when I'm looking at the live streams of people every Sabbath afternoon. I go visiting churches on my phone and I cannot hear the message.
Yeah.
They're just, ambient noise and echoes. Because that happens when you are in the audience and you are shooting, you're picking up from,
Too far away.
too far away. That's why we would introduce this little gadget here, which is very easy to get. It's $30? $4? Okay. And Joshua will talk a little bit about this very simple thing that could do magic with. Okay. But if you don't want to spend much money, you can get this guy. This is called iRig, and the newest one is iRig 2. The iRig 2 has a gain adjustment here. You plug this to your phone. If the phone is all you are using, you plug this into the mic headset, and then this is where you plug a signal, line level signal from the mixer. So you find where the mixer is. This building does have the mixer is somewhere out there, but it has an output here, the wall. Plug that to this, and then the sermon, as clearly as coming from the microphone, is going into your cell phone. It will give your audience a very nice audio experience.
So sorry, where does it pick up the sound? Where does it pick up the sound?
The sound is coming from the microphone to the mixer,
Oh, I see.
and from the mixer, you plug here.
Oh, very good.
So you ask or you bring a line long enough to plug to the mixer. You ask the technician, can I have a feed from you? Usually a mixer has several outputs there that you can tap. So get one and plug it here. The other end, plug it to your phone, and then your stream will have a very nice audio coming from the mixer. But if you'd like to be a little bit more sophisticated, you use your own mixer. And in your own mixer, you get a signal from the mixer, feed it there. You also put your own microphone and feed it there. The purpose is when your sound is all coming from the mixer, you will not have the sound of the audience. And when the congregation stand to sing, you hear only the chorister.
Yeah.
You don't hear the congregation.
Yeah.
But have a little mixer. There are so many small mixers now that you could use, very cheap. One microphone, you are there in the audience, you put a microphone there so that it will hear the audience singing, and then the chorister too coming from the mixer. And then from that little mixer, that's where you get a signal out, plug to this and plug to your phone. That way, that's a little sophisticated already, but that's very nice to hear when the congregation is also heard when they are singing the song. Is that difficult to do?
Very.
Many of you are technically oriented, most directors are technically oriented. It's very easy. This one is very cheap to find. I don't know in your country. My country is Lazada. I think Lazada here also. Yeah, Shopee, iRig 2 is, I think, in Amazon. You can get it from Amazon. What's the other one, Pastor?
Wish.
Wish.
Wish is very cheap.
Okay. So, Mark, buying now is more convenient online than going to the store. So, all right. Here's another one that is a little bit more complicated, but not really complicated. A little bit expensive. It does the same thing, exactly. Very same thing. But this is more professional because it would accept microphone that is phantom powered. It can give phantom power. This is very sturdy. So if you're going to go to do a little more professional work, you use this. But this for something that you don't want to spend a lot of money. All right, I am done with my part. I'm coming back.
Can I just say something? If you're going to go to another location, you've got to test the speed of the downloading and uploading.
Before going there, actually, you should know whether
Yes.
a good speed is available in the area. Otherwise, yeah, I should have put that there. Yes. Number one, but I did not talk about it. Sufficient bandwidth for your broadcast. Know whether you have enough bandwidth. And also, another thing, is the service going to be swamped by so many brethren going connected? That's what, yes. When we went to Myanmar and we were arranging for our live stream, we found out that Ooredoo, that's the provider, is the favorite SIM. I mean, the favorite provider, and all the brethren were using it. And there were so many brethren, and when we started going on air, the speed just went down. Because the brethren also were trying to see. We're already streaming, speed went down. So we had to find another provider that's not favorite, a new provider. And so it's not the favorite of everybody, so the speed stayed. Okay. Bandwidth. Please find out whether there's good bandwidth for your broadcast in the area where you will be broadcasting. It will be good if you do not use the Wi-Fi in the area. If you could have a LAN. Or if you have a Wi-Fi for that, please do not share that to everybody. It should be dedicated for your phone. Otherwise, you will be swamped and the speed will go down. Yes?
What is the bandwidth in Mbps or?
What is the Mbps where you should be comfortable upstreaming? 3 is enough, but don't be comfortable with 3. You go up to 5. Yeah, fine. It's not big. Yeah?
And then you've got to switch your phone off so it doesn't ring while you're busy recording. Things like that.
Yes. Maybe you should, your phone should go to, what's it? Airline mode? Airplane mode, so that nobody can ring it.
Flight.
Flight mode.
Yeah, flight mode. Because, a ring would override everything. So in the middle of your stream, somebody rings your phone and it just destroys it. So yeah, switch to flight mode. Any question before I turn over to Joshua? Yes.
I just say for the other microphone that for audience,
Yes.
maybe we just take microphone.
Maybe we don't need to get the audio console mixer or the microphone from us, but we just take one microphone from we have in the church, so we can use for audience. We don't need another mixers or microphone to extend for the voice for the audience.
Yes, you can do that. Only probably the sound technician may not like you doing that because it might contribute to the feedback. Because if that mixer, that microphone is still going to the mixer, that sound picked up by that microphone will also come out here, and that will contribute to the feedback. So your technician probably would not like you to do that. So have a little mixer for your streaming, and then your own microphone in the audience, put it microphone stand facing the audience, not facing you, facing the audience. And then that will not go back to the mixer. It only goes to your own mixer and to your stream. So you will not contribute to the noise.
And you also don't receive their noise. You are isolated.
Yes, you isolate your noise. You only open the audience mic when you need it, like when the congregation is singing. Otherwise, you turn off that mic because you don't want children squealing or other noise to interfere with the sermon. All right? Okay. Josh, it's your turn.
On my part here, we just actually it's not repetition, but I just want to show you what are the things that we can use in a live stream. There are some tools that we're going to use for smooth live coverage. The first one is a good camera. We need to know our camera because camera is the eye of the program. Because without the camera, there's nothing to see or to share the feed. You need to know the camera. This also applies if you, like for me, if we travel a lot to gather stories. When you want to travel around, please don't bring a studio camera with you. Why? Because you're going to have a problem. The same thing, when you want to cover a live stream, you need to know the scale of your live stream and how many audience are there and how many audience are you going to reach. So you need to know what camera do you need to use based on your budget. Of course, you want to have like 100,000 US dollar camera, but it's just forget it. Just see what's your budget and then work on that. And equipment for streaming like router and good bandwidth. Well, when I came here, before I came here, I was thinking most of the hotel doesn't provide a good internet connection. Right now, after this, we're going to just show it to you how we're going to live stream and then do some hands-on. But when I came here, I bring my own Wi-Fi router. It's a gigabit router. If you're dealing with video, please don't use like, okay, unused router over there. I think I can use this. Please choose and use a very good router that is really applicable or compatible with video purposes. I recommend a gigabit router. A little bit expensive, but the one that I bring here is a very low budget. It's not that expensive. It's under $100, but it can go up into 1,900 Mbps for 5G and 2.4G. No, 2.4G is 1 Mbps, and 5G can go up to 1,900 Mbps, and it's not that expensive. And the tripod. When you want to have a tripod, because we're talking about cameras, we need to know, for example, if you want to have a very small device, you don't need to buy a very expensive tripod. You just use whatever tripod in your church. And we're talking about a small scale of church that is not having those kind of finance budget. So the mic stand will do in this case. Or just buy a cheap one like lying around in the market which can handle or support your camera. Again, you need to know what camera are you using. Some hood or outdoor coverage, you need to have that if you want to have shooting outside or live outside. But if it's inside, again, lighting is very important outside and inside. If it's inside, you need to have like this kind of light. I told you before, it's like $50. Two with bulbs, with diffuser, with the stand. It's very cheap actually. If we're talking about media, erasing your mind is going to be cheap, like really cheap, no. But we can get the cheaper things out there online. And then if you want to have, if you're traveling around a lot, you can just have like something like very small but powerful. This is one of the light that I always go travel with. This is, if you see like this, it's very bright and it's just very cheap. It's not even $100. So you need to know your necessity. what do you need in the field, and also for, especially for this case, for live stream. And connection to the audio mixer. If you see here, this is the one that Kuya Wasi just introduced. This is, okay. Okay, this is iRig. This is a very cheap one I got in Lazada. I think this is only cost me like $4. Yeah, $4, and then it doesn't. It's just like a simple TL type, and then going to TRRS. So it will look compatible with your cell phone. But again, it's TL. But if you have an XLR connection male, you might want to have this one, because this is a ceremonic. It's very cheap as well, and then you can connect this XLR connector to get the feed from the mixer. If you can see, and then you can have, if you see up here, you can monitor with your 3.5 jack headset, and then you can just really monitor what is coming in from your mixer. And then if you see down there, if you're operating a boom mic, you can have additional 48 dB with a power. You can just turn there, or you can just turn off, or you can just turn on for ordinary mic. And then also the volume control. This is really useful because when you live stream, I follow some of the churches here in Indonesia as well every Sabbath, like Bendungan Hilir and others, for Sabbath school and stuff like that. But there are some other churches also that is really happy or satisfied when they do live streaming. When they ask, hey, you know what, our church do live streaming every Sabbath. Oh really? Okay, can I see? When they do live streaming, they have one cell phone, an old iPhone 4. They can just put it here. The mic stand. We can just clip it there, and then that's it. A static footage for the rest 3 hours. 3 hours you're watching like wide angle, and it's very far back there on the alley. Who are going to watch this kind of live stream? Nobody. And then we need to know, when we do live stream, we are reaching the millennials. And then for millennials, there's a magic word there. I write it down here. It's the visual interest. Visual interest is very important for live streaming. What does it mean? Visual interest is something that is interest for them. Like you said earlier, the mind span of the millennials is a little bit lower than the goldfish or koi fish. Koi fish is 9 seconds, and then the youth are only 8. They need to have something that is really fast, interesting angle, very angle, bokeh, really good, very those kind of things. If you just give only one angle and you want to reach them, just forget it. You will not reach them. And cables, we're going to tools that we're going to use, and cables and adapters. Okay, you have the rigs and cables. If you have cameras like this, DSLR, you need to have micro HDMI going to your streaming devices, and then connection router. You're right. When I came here last night, I stayed in this place, until 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. I was so depressed because I tried to connect all my devices to the connection. It was so slow. In the morning, I meet the IT. I said, how can I be able to present this, this presentation, because your bandwidth is so bad. And then they said, you know what, sir? I already provide a dedicated line for you. It is a static IP, which is 3 Mbps, which is good enough for me. A static IP. I think technical person knows about it. If you have to do live stream, please work together with your IT. IT in the church or techie savvy inside your church, and make sure your connection is enough for upload, not download, because you're going to upload your stuff. 3 Mbps, it depends, because we were saying 3 Mbps, you can get more. It depends how many frames per second, or how are you going to stream 48p? I'm talking technical here. 48p, maybe you can get 1.5 Mbps. If you go 480 or 720, you want to go for 3 Mbps. If you want to go 1080p, maybe you want to have 5 Mbps upload. So these kind of things are working together. Not only cameras, not only content provider, those are good, but this technical thing you need to really watch over, because you don't want to embarrass your church when you go live stream and suddenly look, nothing, or so laggy. Remember, when we do live stream, we're reaching youth, millennials, 17 to what is millennial? 17 to 24 or 28, and Generation Z is even worse in span or attention span. It's even worse. You need to know your viewers, and then when you need to know also your platform. When are you going to stream this? Is your platform YouTube or Facebook Live or Periscope or live stream or whatever it is? You need to know those kind of things. I think I'll stop here and then we'll start from something.
Now, we're not going to give you any break. Let's go straight to new technology for streaming. Can I have that? Okay. When we said we are going to introduce new technology for streaming, those who came and asked us questions, they were asking about this guy here, thinking that this might be something that we will introduce. This one. No. We brought this so that it can monitor Joshua's activities here, so that you will know what he's doing. But what we are actually introducing is this guy here. This guy is here. Joshua is going to talk about that. But what is this really? And why is this important to us? We've been traveling with this quite a lot already. And if you have been using video switchers already, you know how expensive they are, right? Very expensive. Video switcher. Because that's the only way that you could show many different angles from different cameras by using a switcher. But when we saw this guy, this equipment is made by ATEM Blackmagic Design. When we saw this, it has 4 SDI inputs and 4 HDMI inputs, and the price is flat $1,000.
Really cheap.
Okay.
We're not going. That's cheap.
I'm saying it's cheap because our switcher that we bought for SSD, the one that we're traveling with, the big one, is $5,600. And this one, when we bought this, is $1,000. So yeah, it's very cheap. And the cameras that you use with this are professional cameras that have SDI outputs. And when you think of cameras that have SDI outputs, those are cameras that the price level are from $6,000 up. So no, we're not going to introduce that here, but this is very good if you have money. Okay, next thing that we will introduce to you is something that is a little bit cheaper. Right. This is revolutionary. You see this here? This is the central equipment that you buy. It is its own hotspot. And you are going to put it in the middle, right there, and you put it on a microphone stand. It should not be on the floor, because it needs to see the signals coming from the cameras. All right. A smartphone could connect directly to that. A camera could connect via HDMI. If you have a DSLR, you have to buy this. You just put this on top of the DSLR, and this one connects via Wi-Fi to this. Other cameras, even the big ones, if you buy this, connects. This is a cheaper alternative. Where is it? It's gone. Okay. This is called the sling video. What's nice with this is your smartphone can participate, right? Somebody brings a smartphone and then sits somewhere, and that could be another camera angle that you could have. I don't know how to say the price, but it's not expensive. This is not expensive. This one I think is something like $300, and that one is under. You just type Sling Studio, and you will find out. So, what's the good thing with this is your friends can bring their cameras and your phones to be used. So you don't have to buy the cameras. All you need to buy is this one and maybe a couple of that. And the software is free. You can download it. And you could do the mixing using your iPad. Or now the good thing is it's very good, stable. The bad thing is it's only you can only use Mac or Apple. In the switching, only Mac or Apple. But any any Android could participate. But in the switching, only iPad or Mac. So that's where it will not become a favorite of us. Another thing is it's only up to 4 inputs right now. All right. So I don't know if it's open there. What's the price of this? If you type Sling Studio, you will find out. How much? No, it's not. Okay, the next thing that we will introduce, and I'd like Joshua to come back up to the stage. Here is a very revolutionary thing. It can be like this. This one can show you many angles. This equipment that we're introducing will be one angle only, but it will become 9 cameras in one camera. Josh? So don't look at what we are having here, because that is only to help you see what we would want you to see. What we would want you to see is the thing that you will put up here. It's very small. The Mevo.
I should use this. Well, anyway. Okay. Let me fix this first. Okay, before I start, I just want to ask who are technical people here? I mean, what I mean with technical is they are the one who's doing dirty job with cables and everything. Can I see your hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think you're going to know 7. I know you. You're really, really dirty because I'm tough also. Well, anyway, most of the discussion is really technical, but the directors should see how important it is. I want to ask to one of you, from production, from home channel, from production, how many people participate in one production? 10 people. Anyone? Because for other directors, for production, we have 4 cameras. If you're using 4 setting cameras, you need to have 4 cameramen. And after that, you need a runner. You need a audio man. And then you need you need a graphic guy. And then you need so many other things that can reach up to 10. And then we're talking now about small scale church. We want to help small scale church also to do TMI, total member involvement in their church. How can they do live stream like the professional in a low cost budget, but those still professional and it's appealing for others to see. So I want to introduce you to Mivo. Hold on. disclaimer, I'm not paid for this by Migo company, but I just want to introduce something that is really wonderful that we can use in our church. So this is Migo, if you can see. This is the box. This is Livestream Live Pro. Oh, my bad. There you go. This is Livestream Live Pro. It's a Mivo. The box is really appealing. There's nothing much here. The price is we come up with price at the end after you see what this equipment can do. Okay, I know low cost. Believe me, this is going to be interesting. Well, okay. When you open the box, you will have something like this. Can you see clear? The reason is so everybody can see. I think it's too bright here. Let me just. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yes. If you can. Can you see now? Oh. This is what I tell you. Know your camera. Okay, here. There you go. This is Mivo. The generation that we choose is Mivo Plus. Actually, there's a Mivo Livestream, the ordinary one. Actually, this came out at the year 2016, if I'm mistaken, 2016, 2017. And then what it does is actually you can stream inside your church like a pro. That's why it's called Mivo Pro, Stream Like a Pro. Why I say the pro? Because when you want to do a production, 10 people for the production, you only can use one. So it's a one-man show actually. If you are the speaker, you can do also switching and everything. Even though you don't need to switch, it can follow you. That's amazing. This is Mivo. So what's the spec? Let me show you the spec. Okay, these are the spec. If you can see from over there, it's kind of small, isn't it? Well, the lens is 2.8 aperture. It's kind of big. The opening is wide for a small camera, and then it has a stereo microphone, which is really great. If you are inside a small room or studio type, it can pick up sound very nice, even though without any mixer. And then it has a speaker down there. Okay, here, let me show it to you. Okay, this one is the camera, 2.8 aperture, and then these are the speaker, the microphone as well, the microphone, and then these are the button. And back here actually is the memory card, if you can see there. I only have 16 gigabyte. It comes with 16 gigabyte memory card. When you live stream, it will record into the card. So later on, the good thing of this is you will cut the very annoying process in production, which is post-production. You need to edit after you do live stream. That is really painful. I'm editing videos, but if you can just cut those part post-production and then you just stay with that, I think that would be great. And then it will record it there. You can have an option, you can use it later on and you can still edit it. But with this device, you can just broadcast it live with many other things. So, and then it comes with, so actually you only have this one, this Mivo, and a cell phone. And that's it. And then you can do live stream. How easy is that? You know, like Hope Channel here, when you travel from one place to another, how many cars do you need to bring? Like big cars, right? Or trucks. You need to have like boxes for cameras, boxes for mixers, boxes for lightings, boxes for cables. But this one, you can just put inside your backpack. This one, and a cell phone camera, and that's it. And then you can have 9 different angle of cameras with this device. I will show you later. With this, the green light means it's charging. We can turn it on by pressing this button. It turns into white, meaning it's standing by. There you go. It has a magnetic tripod. Actually, you can just clip it, and then there's a part here that you can turn to lock it so it will not flip or fall somehow or trip by someone. Then we go to the apps. When it's there, let me make sure it's already on. It's red. Red is recording. We don't want that. Okay. I'll just take off this thing. The apps call. Whoa, there are so many. Oh, here you can. Okay, there you go. This is the app. The app calls Vivo. Let me do that again so you guys can see. Okay, the apps. This is Vivo. You can just click there. That's the app. This is installed from Play Store. Of course, I'm using Android. If you're using iPhone, you can use it from App Store. But this 2 platform is compatible with this Vivo for the apps. When you see this one, you can just click connect. Because I already preset everything for the connection. When you can configure Vivo. So the thing is like this, you can stream with this through Wi-Fi. Later on I will just show you the streaming on the right side of the screen or your left side of this room. And then when I click connect, you'll see what will happen. Just take time. There you go. That is the stream that is the footage that's coming from this camera. It's a wide, it's almost fish eye, but the purpose is you have a wider angle. So, see, it's just recording. So if you see, this is it's so wide, so you can move around, and then it still can pick you up. On the right side of the top corner there is actually the stream that is going to happen. So right now, it's cutting by itself. I'll just turn off the function here. Okay, let me explain to you how to use this. So this one is actually the platform, and the big screen is the whole camera. Okay, that's the wide angle. The good thing is we can set this angle into 9. So how do you do it? I just transfer again. This is my cell phone. When you want to decide which angle do you want, as easy as click, tap, and pinch. Okay. So for example, I want angle of myself. So I just, if you see my hand there, I just click there, and that's 1. And then if you see there, you can just click plus, and that's it. That's 1 angle already. You can adjust it, you can make it bigger or smaller. That's 1 angle. And then after that, I want QLC angle. Next, I just click, press, and then click. I want to add another static angle. And that's it. That's another angle. And then I want to have both of us inside the frame, tighter shot. You can just click. You just click like this. Sorry, just click, and then click plus. After that, you just adjust the angle that you want. That's the 3rd angle. For example, you want to, you have a presentation about something behind, you want to boost AWR maybe. Just click there, and that's it. That's another 4th angle. You can do this up to 9 angles. There you go. You can just look here, click there, click here, click here, click here. So, for example, you want to go there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, or maybe the last one, 9. So before you start streaming, you need to select your angle first. Then when everything is set, there you go. All 9 angles are working. You can just choose one. I want to choose me or Kiawelsi, or I want to just, focus on NWR, or both of us, or I want to see the light or everything. So there you go. You set first all the angles that you need. Remember, I don't have cameraman, I don't have anyone, it's only me, the phone, and the Mevo. Do you see the advantage of the production later on? And how does it look? Professional? Okay, sir.
There's nothing that beats this product.
Exactly. So far.
We use it all the time.
So far. I think something is coming in,
Oh, really?
but I will just keep it for later. Yes. After this, then the good thing is when you do live stream, remember you can only do, most of the time you can only do one platform, right? With this device you can do multiple platforms. Is that amazing? When you want to click, when you want to choose, look at here. At the very end, multi-destination, you just click multi-destination and that's it. When you want to click Facebook, I do have Facebook there. I have all the Facebook account that I have. I just click, you see the green button there on the very left side, Silang SAPD. I want to stream it to Southern Asia Pacific Division, check. I want to go to SAPD page, check. If you have a lot of Facebook page, you just click everything. When you click go live, it will go live to every single page on Facebook. Is that nice? You don't need a lot of black magic converter that go live stream. No way. You only have this small device, internet connection, cell phone, and God. Amen? Amen. That's nice, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Very cheap.
and it's very cheap. I can tell you the price later on. Huh? Okay. Okay, nice. Everybody is excited now, right? You can see all the production process, 10 people, post-production, everything. Well, anyway, it's not there yet. We still have some more to go. There you go. And after that, for graphic people, we need to have a very sophisticated graphic people there. But here, we can do lower third as well. Is that nice? Lower third, okay. If you see the button down here, you can click picture there. And then you can see if you want to put picture on the right top of the screen or down there on the left, you just click plus, and then you can just make one. This is already pre-made actually, so you can just look, okay, who's this? Edward Rodriguez. Okay, there you go, and then I just click OK, check mark on the right bottom, and then if you see on top there you go. It's already lower third. It's prepared for you. And it's very, very, very easy and simple. Again, we eliminate one more after 9 cameramen, and then another graphic. You eliminate what? 10. Okay? And the producer as well, because you're the producer. Again, content is still good, but you know what I mean. Video engineer doesn't need it. Maybe you need an IT engineer, but okay, let's go some more. Okay, if you don't want the lower thirds, you can just click here. Okay, and then you just click minus there, and that's it. And then there you go. If you see, there's nothing. I want you to choose this one so you can see me there, and then that's it. As simple as that. So let's see how good it is. Let's do live stream. I want to go to live stream now. Excuse me, females. Let me show it to you. This is my Facebook page. I want just to. Now we're going to go for live stream. Okay, just click there, and then on the right button, there. I think it's easier here. So you just go there. You just, if you have to choose 1, 2, or 3 in the same time, there you go. But if you just, yes, multiple, and then you can just click the multiple and that's it. But right now we just want to show you one, and then go live, and that's it. On the right side, you will see the live that is going to happen. See, there's a bar going on there. It's really, there you go. And Facebook is streaming right now. If you see there, it's already started streaming. Then we can go to our page and then, okay, and then refresh. There you go. And there you go. And Facebook is streaming right now. There you go. As easy as that. Streaming. Then we can go to our page and then there you go. It's a wonderful streaming device. There you go. See, there you go. As easy as as easy as that. Yeah, it's a slow internet. It's not from me. It's from the management. But I already checked this morning. I do ping check. It's credit at 6. Sorry. Okay, that's another thing that you need to know, because I just discovered this morning. Feedback. How can we eliminate that feedback? Again, when you want to, this is still live over there, right? If you don't want to have a feedback, you want to have an output from your mixer going to your phone, because everything is controlled by your phone. That is where you need this guy. Because most of the mixer have XLR or TL. There you go.
Change the camera. Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, we're getting older now. Okay, there you go. There. Here it is. Ceremony. So you need this guy. Yes. Here's so many messages. Okay. So you just need that guy, and then this kind of connection, and then you just plug it into your 3.5 jack on your cell phone. I'm so sorry for the iPhone user, iPhone 7 and iPhone 8, but there's a way still. You have a connector, right? Yeah, I think you still have hope. Not against iPhone, no. I'm using Mac and also Android at the same time. But there you go. When you connect this, and this is the good thing. This is our, okay. That's the option. This is the one from the screen. When you click on the very right, there's 3 buttons there. When you click that, and then you go to microphone logo, you click there, and then there's this guy, like 1, 2, 3 stripes there, option. You can see the output or the input mic that you can choose. This one is from Mevo. I just disabled from Mevo, and then the client microphone. Client microphone is from here. Then option. You can see there now the sound is coming from the mic that you can choose. This one is from Mevo. I just disabled from Mevo, and then the client microphone. Now you can see. So when you go live, sometimes you go live, you're satisfied with your cell phone, and then the sound that you get from your cell phone itself. It's not clear. Nobody can understand the preacher that's sharing the sermon. You want a very crystal clear sound for your live stream, or else there's no point. There's no point. Oh wow. Okay, there you go. So you can just adjust, like if you want it louder, or those kind of things, and that's it. That's for mixer. And if you feel young and then you want to do something that is really good, well, you can have like vivid. There you go, and then the sepia, louder, or where's that? There. Then you can have that kind of thing. There's so many other. And then if you want to do manual, like you want to have the aperture lower or bigger, it's really good. Okay, I'll just lower this down. Like vivid. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Well, the idea you get it right. with that device, you can just pick up all the audio from your mixer, and you have a crystal clear audio. Okay, you don't want this. You just want to go normal, and that's it. Adjustment, and then the custom adjustment, and those kind of things. I think you can discover it later on if you have the device. And the other thing that I want to introduce is fine face. The only thing that is for the cameraman, something not really irritating but challenging, is when you have a preacher that is so active, right? So active, walking here, there, up, down, go left, right, and then squat sometimes. I don't know, maybe you're that kind of preacher, but praise the Lord, with this kind of device, you just can put this device there and the device can follow you. If you see here, if you click the A button there, camera assistant, you have a function of find faces, live follow, and autopilot. The turtle means it's like slower, and then the rabbit means it's faster, of course. So if you go find faces, and then live follow, and then you go autopilot. Autopilot is we give the what do you call this? The decision to switch from one static angle to another one by the phone itself. So when we select that, if you see, so it just keep moving from one angle to another one. But when you say like, see now it give a wide angle there. It will give you like very close shot, and then after that when you walk here, then it will just follow you. See, if you're out of frame, it will give you a wide shot. It's a secure shot. And then if you just want to go here, and then it just really follow you. The thing is, for me, I don't want to have a autopilot, because autopilot is just like selecting whatever the computer thinks it's good. For me, I just turn off the autopilot and then just turn on the find faces and live follow. And that's it. When you go here, it will follow there. And then if the preacher walks here, it will follow you. And then if the preacher do many other things, so you don't need a cameraman anymore. The unit will do it for you. So how many people are you cutting down for the production? 10. And with this, I think you can cut some more. And then, I mean, you see the opportunity that our small churches can have. They can look professional with a very low budget, and then with a lesser people. Because the thing is like this: when you enter the church, I have some notes here that I want to share. The purpose of Mevo is actually to reach 3 different groups inside the church. 3 different groups. The first group is okay. The first group is those people that never come to church. Why? Because we want to engage them in the church activity or church services. They never come to church, but they can still engage to the church service through a live stream by scrolling the live feed of somebody else, and then, oh, there's a live stream. Let me watch. Even though they're not inside the church, they are there on the Sabbath, they're sick, they can be engaged into our church service. That's first group. The second group that we want to reach in this live stream is the traveling church member. They are traveling far away for 19 to 20 days. They are homesick on Sabbath. They are strangled far away in the middle of Pakistan, maybe, I don't know. And then they can just took their cell phone and then just be engaged with their church service. The third one that is seldomly be forgotten is those people in church that are active serving. Why I say this? For example, deacons are really busy. Counting money behind and then fixing things, fixing other things down there in church. But they also want to see or to experience the service. When the church service is done, nothing for them. We never think of that. with this, with live stream, they can see back the feed and they can still be blessed like others that's really attending the Sabbath service. Amen? Those deacons, those people that is really busy serving others, they can still benefit the blessing like others by just clicking and then reviewing the church service that they have. So by having this unit, amazing things that can happen. And when you do live stream, before you were tasked to bring people inside the church doorstep. Right? Nowadays, it's very hard to bring people, especially those religion that is different from Christian. It's very hard to bring their hand or pull their hand and then bring them into our church doorstep. This is our church doorstep. Yes?
We must also remember that as soon as people like your Facebook page,
Exactly.
they receive that notification that you are now streaming live every Sabbath morning
Yes.
at that same time.
That is the point that I will go after this actually. So after that, what is the role of the church member? The role of the church member is very easy. First, they can just like it. When they like something in their feed, it will be posted there, and if you have like 1,000 or 5,000 friends, they will see your activity there. And then by liking the live stream, people will wonder, what is this? They will click there. And the church member can be a wonderful church member as a TMI that's supporting TMI, top member in Mormon, just by sharing the live stream to others. Could you imagine 5,000, 10,000 people that's sharing the live stream? You know how many people that can be involved in the church service? And when they enter, especially the youth or the millennials, when they see, oh, the stream is nice, the picture is clear. If you see there, what's happening here? You can see my email, huh? Okay, there you go. So, well, where is it?
They're liking.
Oh yeah, there's so many things happening in my mind. So yes, when they see your production is professional, and then they see the color is good, the content is wonderful, and then the rest is the work of the Holy Spirit. It's not us anymore. But the first impression for the millennials, again, the first impression for millennials, that is really important. The first 8 seconds, the first 10 seconds, the first 5 seconds, that is really important. When they see the picture is so blurry, I want to show you this. When you see, if you use Milo without light, you still can stream, but it's very dark. Somehow we are just satisfied with streaming with, those kind of light. But again, the result will be so different. Lighting is very important, indoor or outdoor. So I plead for you, for the small church, member. Yes, that's without light on the left, and now on the right side is with light. It's huge difference. You can just improve your quality of live stream, and people will love your live stream, and then will come back again to your page, and by then you can win more souls. I think that's all for me. Is there? Yes. Oh, the prize. Thank you for reminding that. Okay. Just okay. You're right. Okay, this is the price. This is okay. I ordered from Amazon. The good thing from Amazon is, you don't need to pay cash. And then the second is, if you are Amazon Prime, they can send it to you just very quick. Even though you're not in Amazon Prime, there's always option to send it faster for you. This unit I ordered before I came here, and then it only took me 3 days shipping from the US. Of course, with a price. But if you don't want to have that kind of expensive, this is why is all the expensive one? Okay, wait, this is the price for for what do you call this? For one Mevo. The price there is 199 US dollar. 199 US dollar.
That's for nothing.
That is with the quality that you see, with the cost of production that you cut. 199 is nothing. It's nothing. For some churches, yes, it's. I'm not saying that this will eliminate like Hope Channel that we have. No, this is to help. This is to help small churches to involve in church activity with a very professional look, and then we can involve a lot of young people that can join here. The one that I have here is this one. Mevo Plus. It's more expensive. It's 419. Actually, it's just the same. The difference is only this. The difference is the 199 when you stream, maximum is only 720p. But if you're playing in Facebook, 720 is all you need. You don't need to have 1080p there. So it's really good. If you want to stream to YouTube, it can go up to 4K, 1080 or something. But remember, you need to have a good bandwidth, at least 5 Mbps or more, if you want to have a good one. But again, compare with your needs, compare with your funding, compare with your budget, and also the purpose of your streaming. And first is the resolution for streaming. It can go up to 1080 for viewing only. But the second one is the Wi-Fi connection. The Wi-Fi connection for this one, the one that we have here, is a little bit stronger. It's like 100 feet. It's I think 30 meters away, right? 30.4 meters away. So from here to a Wi-Fi router, you can go up to or to your cell phone is like 30 meters away. It's pretty far. And the third one is where what do you call this? I forgot what's the other one. But the very essential is the streaming. What do you call this? The streaming quality. And then again, when you have the old one, when you do autopilot, the tendency to have more headroom. This one, when you see, when it cuts like this one, the headroom is quite nice, but the old one have a little bit. But if you don't want to have autopilot, you have somebody that you just click, like this one, they just want, okay, I want this, I want that, I want this. You don't need to be worried about for that. And one more thing is from that angle, coming to here, if you want to revise immediately, you can just move it here. You can just move it here, and then look at the camera. It will just follow. If you go here, the camera will go there, come here. So you can just drag and drop, and you can just adjust. This is wonderful equipment that we can use for the small church. I'm not talking for big church, because big church, most of the time they can afford to buy those 4 expensive cameras, switchers, all other things, and people also volunteers. But small churches that consist of 50 church members, they can also involve in a wonderful way, in a professional kind of way. So again, the price is not expensive, 199, the old one. And then if you want to have 10 hours of streaming in your church, if you have convention or something like that, you can buy additional boost, which is $200, which I'm not recommending. Because why? Because you can just have a power bank, and then just plug your power bank, 20,000 mAh. You can go for hours and hours and hours. And then it has a long cable. It comes with a long cable and an adapter, and then it can just like forever, as long as you want. And again, with the cell phone, the cell phone, the older version, they said only can operate with iOS in 2016 when I read the review. But right now it can support Android 6 and above and iOS 10 and above. So now Yes. Now the old one and new one can work together with Android and iPhone with a very common what do you call this, iOS or operating system. I think that's all that I can present today. And